So quite an interesting development across boards. I don't know if you've seen that video trending across all social media platforms, X, Instagram, and of course TikTok. Constituents of Kogi Central senatorial district have initiated a recall process against Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, citing a vote of no confidence in her representation. The recall process witnessed in Okehi local government area on Wednesday saw a large number of electorate on queue to support the recall process. One of the electorates, Nura Ibrahim, said the exercise has been carried out beyond party lines because of the growing dissatisfaction amongst constituents with Akpoti-Uduaghan's performance, particularly in addressing key issues like poverty, infrastructure, and education. The decision to initiate the recall process was not taken lightly, with the key stakeholders stating that they had tried to engage with Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan on several occasions, but their efforts were met with disdain and arrogance, he stated. The recall process is expected to take 2 days across all polling units in the 5 local governments of Kogi Central. During this time, constituents will be required to sign a petition calling for the senator's recall. We'll also understand that Natasha has also been reacting to these developments. In some quarters, she has called it bluff. In some others, she has also stated that she's not bothered by what's going on. I know it's quite difficult to recall a senator. It's quite difficult, but I mean, if you look at the caliber of people you are dealing with, they can go the whole hog to actually recall you. So it's unfortunate what has happened. I don't know how she can redeem herself with this process if these people decide to go ahead with it. I don't know what can be done. The Senate have asked her to write to the ethics body, apologizing for her misconduct in the House. Remember, she was suspended not because she raised an allegation against the Senate president. She was suspended because she flouted the Senate standing rule. I have also said it was wrong. The penalty was too harsh. 6 months, stopping her salaries, telling her not to parade herself as a senator, seems to me like a vendetta. Maybe a 1 month, a 3 months would have been better. But it does look like there are some persons who are very angry with her and the way I manage she's going about, trying to have her saying what she's actually doing. I'm just trying to think through how she would be able to get out of all of these issues that has popped up. I don't know. I don't know. Should she write to the senator and apologize for that move, and then they can talk about the fact that the harassment of the Senate president on her, if that is true. How does she go about it, really? Again, these are things that I feel that a discussion over a bottle of wine will go a long way, in solving this matter. Sometimes our emotions can overrun and be on overdrive, and then we become really saddened by the fact that we would do things that would regret later on, based on our personal disposition or even how our emotions have pushed us to do things. So I really don't know how she would go about it. I mean, she's a woman, and the beautiful one at that. I mean, there's a ways you can go about these things, and you will just be fine. All right, there's a way you go about these things, and you just be fine. So I just feel that there are some buttons that have been pressed. I can tell you for free. This recalling is not an easy thing to do. It's a process. Now that this process has started, I hope it doesn't see the light of day. I don't want her to lose her seat. At least let her finish the tenure. If there's a need for her to come back, then her people should vote her in or out. So nobody should be chastised because of, you know, the mistake she has done. Maybe if it is a mistake, because again, I keep saying, let there be some investigation, some independent investigation about her allegations. I'm not even standing for anybody. Sexual harassment is bad, but again, we must state clearly that this process must see the light of day. Everybody who has been mentioned must answer for it. I really don't know why she's not going to the court, since the National Assembly has struck her petition out about the Senate President. Then going to court, is it part of the Sunday rule not to go to court? She's suspended from the Senate. I think she should try that in court, test that the suspension in court. You never can tell. Anything is possible. But then some people would say, does the Nigerian court really work? Does the Nigerian court really work? I mean, sometimes these judges who claim to be the last hope of a common man, most of the time are in the pockets of these politicians. With your billions, I mean, you can find your way through to getting whatever you want in terms of judgment. We've seen it in different cadre, you know. So if you can see it in different cadre, even in the average level, and even the middle class level, and even the lower level, I mean, this can happen even at that level. You could imagine a man who is trying to save his face. He will do everything. He can pay any amount to get himself out of that. So it's a tough one, even going to Nigerian courts, you know. I don't doubt their integrity, but we've seen how these judgments are being mortgaged. So it's not a thing of maybe, I don't know, maybe I know. I'm a Nigerian and I know how this thing goes. So I don't know whether even going to court would even solve the problem for her. How are we sure that even if she goes to court, she would win the cases? She would be listened to, and the cases would be seen through the light of day. And again, because you know how our court works, this thing called adjournment, because it's going to be about investigations. People have to investigate every single thing that she has said, and they have to also check whether it's true or not. And these things take time, you know, except she has some evidence, some concrete evidence to prove that she has been harassed, really. And then we can talk about that. But it's just so unfortunate that what's going on and how things have played out. I just hope this doesn't see the light of day, because truly, beyond what I have said in the past about her not proving her case right or not going through the right channel, I don't think the way and manner things have turned out, she deserves to be booted out of the Senate just because of that, really. I really don't think so. But be that as it may, we keep an eye on that and see where it takes us to. Have you guys seen what's going on in Rivers State? The issues in Rivers State are mind-boggling. It's unbelievable. A state of emergency? Stunning.